Good afternoon, hockey fans, and welcome inside Lofberg's Arena in Karlstad, Sweden, as we get set for this afternoon's game featuring Farjestad playing host to Djurgarden. In game number one of this semifinal round, just 4 teams remain, and this should be a pretty good series. Both these teams coming off long quarterfinal series, as Farjestad won in Game 7 against HV71 back on Wednesday, and Djurgarden finished things off against the Lefty in 6 back on Tuesday. So a few days off to rest, but right back at it today. In the 4 matches between these two teams this season, they split the season series at 2 games each, and every single one of their previous 4 games have been decided by just 1 goal. So it is very likely that not only this game will be tight, but the whole series in general will likely be back and forth right up until the end. Let's take a look at some lineups. First line for Djurgarden this afternoon, it's going to be Lilia, Josephson, and Brodin up front with Garrison and Hultstrom backing them up on the blue line. Second line, it's going to be Axelsson, Strandberg, and Bergfors up front with Alsing and Nielsen backing them up on the blue line as the second defensive pairing. Third line, it's going to be Axel Johnson, Fjallby, Marcus Davidson, and Emil Bemstrom up front with Norell and Pettersson backing them up on the blue line as the third defensive pairing. And last but not least, it's going to be Svensson, Virtanen, and Guder up front on the fourth line with Pettersson backing them up as the 7th defenseman this afternoon for Djurgarden. Extra player out there on the ice expected to be Ogren today for Djurgarden, and expecting to get the start is Adam Riedeborn between the pipes for Djurgarden. Robin Jensen expected to back him up on the bench this afternoon. Let's take a look now at our featured player of the game for Djurgarden. It's number 7, Jason Garrison, born November 13th, 1984, 34 years old, plays defense, stands 6'1", 218 pounds, big body back there on the blue line, shoots left from White Rock, British Columbia in Canada, scored 10 points, 4 goals and 6 assists in 20 games played this season. Pretty good pickup for Djurgarden late in the season. 55 NHL games played with 5 different teams. BCHL Best Defenseman back in 2004-2005 with the Nanaimo Clippers, and it is, of course, his first season here in the SHL. Taking a look at the hometown lineup now. Nygaard, Rhino, and Lindquist starting up front on the top line with Virtanen and Weston backing them up on the blue line. Second line is going to feature Olofsson, Johansson, and Johansson up front with Eriksson and Wickstrand backing them up on the blue line this afternoon. Third line, it's going to be Nielsen, Steen, and Rydal up front with Millart and Iverson backing them up on the blue line this afternoon as the third defensive pairing for the hometown team. And rounding things out, the fourth line, it's going to be Jakobsen, Johansson, and Vixton up front for Farjestad as Theodore Lindstrom will slot in as the 7th and final defenseman for Farjestad. Christopher Bengtsson expected to be the extra player out there on the ice for Farjestad, and it is expected that Svensson will get the start between the pipes for Farjestad with Werner backing him up on the bench. Let's take a look now at our featured player of the game for Farjestad. It's number 41, Alari Millart, born February 11th, 1989. 30 years old, plays defense, stands 6'3", 214 pounds, shoots left from Helsinki, Finland. Scored 12 points, 2 goals, 10 assists in 40 games played this season, and he has quite the resume when it comes to professional leagues played in. Played in Liga, AHL, KHL, and of course here in the SHL. Also won the Liga Championship back in 2010-2011 with HIFK, and it's his 4th season in the SHL, 2nd with Farjestad. And there you see the full rundown of the lineups. No lineup changes for Farjestad this evening or this afternoon. Their roster remains the same as the one they had back on Wednesday night. Only one change to let you know about for Djurgarden. They have Bobo Pettersson back in the lineup this afternoon as their 7th defenseman, replacing the young Bjornfoot on the back end. And so both teams relatively healthy coming into this one. There are your point leaders when it comes to the playoffs. And Simon Onerud, of course, no longer in the playoffs. Linus Froberg no longer in the playoffs. But Ryan Lash, Patrick Carlson, and Simon Hjalmarsson have been absolutely lighting it up for Frölunda. And they will be playing Luleå and their captain, Eric Gustafsson, tomorrow afternoon. And so expect to see some high-flying offense in that game tomorrow. Let's take a look now at some highlights from Wednesday night. Farjestad HV71, game number 7. As Farjestad are going to open things up, 2-on-1 opportunity. Michael Lindquist playing it over to Joakim Nygaard, and he makes no mistake as Nygaard is able to rip that one far side to give them the 1-0 lead early on with just 4:27 elapsed in the first frame. Farjestad able to start things on the right foot. However, HV71 just a few minutes later is going to answer back as Simon Onerud carrying into the offensive zone. Fans on the shot, but luckily enough for him, gets over to Joachim Anderson, and Anderson is able to bury it to tie the game at 1 with just over 9 minutes elapsed in the first frame. Let's jump now to the second period as Farjestad are going to regain the lead. Bit of a tough turnover there for Martin Farivari, and Michael Lindquist, making no mistake, absolutely roofs it past Jonas Gunnarsson to give Farjestad back the lead at 2-1. However, just as the series had been all series long, it was tight in this one, and HV71 would answer back as Simon Onerud sprung on the breakaway, makes no mistake, and beats Svensson to tie the game at 2 goals apiece. However, Farjestad would answer back before the end of the frame on the man advantage. It's going to be Johan Rhino collecting in the slot and ripping this one past Gunnarsson, bar down, and that would prove to be the game winner as Farjestad would hold on in the third period and come away with the Game 7 win with a 3-2 score. And there you see how the playoffs have broken down so far. 4 teams remain, Farjestad and Djurgarden in this one, which should be a great series. And you know what? Both these series should be great. Luleå, Frölunda, and you know, I guess it probably wasn't unexpected, but no real outliers in the semifinal round. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 from the regular season. Farjestad, of course, finished first, Luleå second, Frölunda third, and Djurgarden fourth. And like I said, probably not altogether unexpected, but it doesn't always happen that way. Sometimes you do get the underdog coming into the semifinals, but it is going to be an absolute shootout as all 4 teams that remain have had unbelievable regular seasons and are very capable of putting the puck in the net. We've got some high-flying offense featured here in the semi-final round. I am very much looking forward to it, and like I mentioned, the Game 1 of Luleå Frölunda coming your way tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock. And, of course, we're going to be featuring that one right here on the broadcast, so make sure you don't miss that one. Something to keep in mind, actually, coming into this one, it's an interesting stat to consider. Farjestad will have home ice advantage for the series, well, throughout the playoffs, of course, as they were regular season champions. However, might not be a big issue for Djurgarden as they performed extremely well on the road in the quarterfinal series. In fact, 14 of their 19 goals in the series against Skellefteå came in Skellefteå. And if you remember, Farjestad did have some trouble against HV71 here in Löfbergs Arena, losing both games 1 and 3 to HV71. So, home ice advantage may not play as big a role as you might expect, but of course, it is a brand new series, 2 new teams, so anything can happen. Let's take a look at some leaders for both teams so far in this postseason, and Farjestad has been getting offensive production from everywhere. Jesse Virtanen on the back end, of course, has 4 points, a goal, and 3 assists, as does Oscar Steen. Leading the way, though, is Joachim Nygaard with 3 goals and 3 assists for a total of 6 points. However, like I mentioned, Farjestad getting offense from everywhere. Let's see, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players in the postseason, 8 players in the postseason with at least 4 points, including some defensemen. And so they have been getting some contribution on offense from the back end. On the other side of the ice, Djurgarden leading the way for Djurgarden. Well, we've got a tie as no one has more than 4 points on Djurgarden, but Emil Bemstrom, Daniel Brodin, and Axel Johnson Fjallby all with 4 points apiece. And Axel Johnson Fjallby, although he certainly is a capable and skilled hockey player, maybe a bit of a surprise on offense for Djurgarden, seeing as how in 36 games played in the regular season, he managed just 1 goal and 9 assists, which was a bit of a change from last year. Took him a while to find his stride after returning from playing in the AHL for a dozen or so games. But here in the postseason, he has come alive. 2 goals, 2 assists for a total of 4 points. Not only that, but he leads Djurgarden in the plus-minus category. He sits at +7 right now, as that line of Marcus Davidson, Axel Johnson Fjallby, and Emil Bemstrom has been fantastic for Djurgarden this postseason, and they have put up some great numbers. Emil Bemstrom, 2 goals, 2 assists. Marcus Davidson's got 2 goals and 1 assist, and so that line has certainly been leading this Djurgarden team in that series against Skellefteå. We are just about set for puck drop here on the first period of play in game number 1 of this semifinal series. Winner goes on to compete for the Lamat Trophy in the SHL Finals. Neither of these teams strangers to the finals, as Farjestad with 9 SHL titles. Djurgarden, of course, the winningest team in the SHL history when it comes to titles. They've got 16. And so both these teams with a lot of playoff experience under their belts, as we are set to go for puck drop here on the first period of play. Marcus Svensson between the pipes for Farjestad. And Adam Riedeborn between the pipes for Djurgarden. Both of them have put up some impressive numbers so far in the postseason. And we are underway here in game number 1 as Djurgarden will control Hultstrom in his own zone. We'll throw it back to Garrison. Garrison throwing it over to his captain is Josephson. Back to Hultstrom. Hultstrom will lift this one deep into the Farjestad end, and coming away with it here is Virtanen. Virtanen will play it to the half boards, but taken back by Josephson. Josephson with the shot. Looking for the rebound out front was Jakob Lilia as the puck gets played behind the net now for Brodin. Daniel Brodin with the centering pass finds its way back to the line, held in by Jakob Lilia. Lilia lets the shot go. That one will hit a body and deflect into the corner. Joachim Nygaard playing this up the boards and all the way back into the Djurgarden zone. Icing is waved off, and so Riedeborn will stop it up for Garrison at the side of the net. Jason Garrison. And now Dick Axelson with the cross-ice pass. As this puck will be played in deep by Nicholas Hart, taken away by Farjestad as Farjestad will work it back the other way now. Here comes Michael Wickstrand, the captain, into the offensive zone. That shot deflects off a body and picked up by Strandberg, who will send this one cross ice to no one in particular, as this will be an icing call going against Djurgarden with just 1 minute and 9 seconds elapsed here in the first frame. Farjestad controlling now as they'll carry behind the net. Stopping up along the end boards. Nielsen trying to center out front. Rydal can't track it down in his skates as the puck finds its way to the half boards. Rydal trying to come away with it. Nielsen giving him some help here as Nielsen actually pokes it away from him. Djurgarden forced back into their own end, or deep into their own end, as Rydal plays this around the boards. As Strandberg is able to move it to Bergfors, and here comes Bergfors back the other way. Bergfors will gain center, fires this one deep into the Farjestad end. Sebastian Eriksson coming away with it. Eriksson controlling behind his own net now. And now back the other way comes Farjestad. This will get tipped into the Djurgarden end, picked up by Johansson with the shot right on. And Riedeborn, with his first test of the afternoon, was able to keep it out as Djurgarden work it back the other way. Axel Johnson Fjallby trying to turn it over in the neutral ice, wasn't able to. Jakobsen playing this deep into the Djurgarden zone where Norell is able to come away with it, and he'll throw it to Pettersson. Pettersson back to Norell. Norell behind his own net, waiting for an opportunity to start the breakout. Off the boards and all the way back into the Farjestad end as Weston hustling to catch up with it. No icing on the play as it's played into the corner. Around the boards now as Farjestad trying to chop it out to the blue line. Not able to as it's taken back by Virtanen. Virtanen throwing this one into the end boards. Hard check thrown as Farjestad will play this all the way back into the Djurgarden end. And now back the other way. A centering pass out front for Nygaard. But a good defensive play there by Nicholas Hart to tie up the stick of Joachim Nygaard. And Michael Wickstrand controls now as he'll throw it back to his defensive partner, and now back to the captain. Wickstrand controlling as he'll throw it out to the neutral ice, and now Johansson with a shot right on, and Riedeborn with the save as he steers it aside. Garrison playing this out to the blue line, and Farjestad trying to take it back now. Top of the circle, shot right on, big rebound out front, and Adam Riedeborn somehow able to keep it out. That actually might have hit the post. I'll have to take a look at that replay, but the referee waving no goal makes me suspect that might have hit the post on the short side against Riedeborn. Big rebound given up, and now this shot finds its way wide. Eriksson at the line will play this one in deep. Around the boards, Garrison collecting along his own end boards. Will throw it to the half boards, taken back by Wickstrand with a sharp angle attempt, and Riedeborn with the save. Johansson to Johansson as Linus Johansson will play it back to the line. And now pestering. He's able to free it up as Garrison comes away with it. However, taken back by Jesper Olofsson from the circle. A shot right on Riedeborn with the save as Farjestad continues to control in the offensive zone. Taken back by Rydahl. Now he'll give it up to Josephson along the half boards. Garrison throwing it behind his net as Djurgarden struggling to move this puck out of their own zone at the moment. They will now as this puck gets chopped all the way back into the Farjestad end. Not enough for icing, and this will be a tripping call coming up here against Djurgarden, and Farjestad will get the man advantage. It'll be Dick Axelsson sitting for two, and I believe it's going to be a trip or potentially a hook. But Farjestad will get the man advantage, and after that shift they just had, and it's probably going to be a hook, judging from that angle. But my goodness, what a shift for Farjestad. And there you see that is off the outside of the post from Linus Johansson, as he had a wide open net to shoot at. However, it was a bit of a rolling puck, and so couldn't put it on target. Otherwise, that would have found the back of the net. No chance for Riedeborn to make the save on that rebound. Face-off coming to the right of Riedeborn now. As this puck will find its way back to the line. Virtanen able to hold it in. However, back the other way comes Djurgården. Axel Johnson-Fjällby almost had a shorthanded breakaway opportunity there. Johnson-Fjällby along the end boards now as he gets turned around, and Farjestad will control. Nielsen out to the neutral ice, taken back, however, by Hart, who will throw it the length of the ice. Now back the other way. Here comes Farjestad throwing this one behind the net. Nielsen into the corner. Garrison coming away with it. Tom Nielsen there as well. Couldn't come away with it. Djurgården will now as they'll throw it the length of the ice. Virtanen forced to retreat into his own zone. Farjestad back the other way. Drop pass for Olofsson. Olofsson into the corner. Back to the line. Olofsson lets the shot go. Riedeborn with the blocker save. Olofsson controlling, throwing it to Vixten out of his reach, however, but it finds its way over to Johansson, or rather Steen. Steen controlling now. Top of the circle. Steen with the drop pass to Wickstrand. Wickstrand will line up a shot, and he scores! Michael Wickstrand opens the scoring on the man advantage. 1-0 Farjestad in game number 1. And you kind of felt that coming after that shift before the penalty and the control from Farjestad over the last 25-30 seconds or so on the man advantage. Generated a couple shots on target, and this one finds its way through as Wickstrand puts it off the leg of Jakob Lilja, it looks like, out front. Looks like it does take a slight deflection. And Steen is going to get the assist on that one. Hard to tell from that angle, but that behind the net view definitely looked like Jakob Lilja gets a piece of it with his right leg. It does look like we might have a brief review here. However, that is almost identical to the goaltender interference that happened in Farjestad HV71 game number 1 that came from Matthias Tedenby, as he interfered with the glove of Adam Werner in almost an identical fashion outside of the crease, and that goal stood. And so that should set a precedent for this. I think this should be a good goal. Johansson is outside the crease, is never inside of it. In fact, he's probably a solid 8 or 10 inches outside of the crease when he makes contact with the glove of Adam Riedeborn here. I see nothing wrong with that. There is contact, but Johansson remains outside the crease. Riedeborn right at the top of it kind of puts himself in that position. However, this isn't a cut and dry decision, as it is taking a little bit of time here for the referees. But like I said, that was almost identical to the contact between Tenby and Warner in game number 1, which was a good goal. And they're going to wave it off. I'm speechless. I'm quite surprised. Like I said, that was almost identical to the exact same kind of contact that happened in game number 1. Matthias Tenby contacting the glove of Adam Werner in overtime. And you have to know that head coach Johan Penneborn hasn't forgotten about that goal in game number 1 that was allowed in overtime, despite almost identical contact between the goaltender and the player out front. And so we'll remain locked at a scoreless tie, and Farjestad will remain on the man advantage. And Djurgarden will send this the length of the ice. And the Farjestad faithful obviously not happy with the call, and understandably. In the neutral ice now, this puck will be sent cross ice. Turned over as Djurgården try to work it back the other way. However, Daniel Vixton's able to come away with it. Now over to Olofsson. Jesper Olofsson stopping up, playing this one back to the line. Wickstrand will let a shot go. That one gets blocked out front, taken back by Jakob Lilja, who will play this out to the neutral ice. And now Josephson will send it deep into the Farjestad end. And the penalty for Axelsson set to expire. And now here comes Farjestad back the other way as they'll play it in deep around the boards. Back to the line to Millart. Millart playing this one into the corner. Coming away with it is Rydal. Rydal into the corner. Millart along the half boards, gives it up, however, and now back the other way. No. Theodore Lindstrom able to recover. Djurgården takes it back, but gives it right to Jakobsen. Jakobsen with the shot. Big rebound out front. Nobody can bury it as Jakobsen puts a shot towards target, hits a body out front. Djurgården controlling in the corner now. Will play it behind the net. Robin Norell. Linus Hultstrom now controlling. Farjestad out shooting Djurgården at the moment, 6-0. As Djurgården still waiting for their first shot of the game. Almost 8 minutes elapsed here in the first period, and now a 2-on-1 opportunity. He'll flip it over to Nygaard. Nygaard with the backhand, and he puts it wide. Hultstrom now back the other way at center. And now here comes Strandberg into the offensive zone. Poked away from him, however, as this puck finds its way back to center ice. And now Axelsson will throw it back to his own defenseman as Hultstrom controls behind the net. And back the other way, here comes Djurgården. Through the neutral ice, gains center. Josephson into the offensive zone, shot right on. First shot of the game for Djurgården, steered aside by Svensson, and now back the other way comes Olofsson. Jesper Olofsson stopping up along the half boards. However, he gives it up to Garrison, who will play it over to the corner. And now given up to Johansson. Linus Johansson controlling. Back to the line. Poked out to center ice as Wickstrand will control. Back to Eriksson. Now here comes Nielsen, sending this one into the far corner. Pettersson in the corner. Centering pass out front, finds his way to Millard with the shot, and a block shot out front. Came off the shin pad of Guder, it looked like, and intercepted by Steen. And Guder controlling now. Farjestad heavily outplaying Djurgarden at the moment. And certainly going to be motivated by that disallowed goal. As Djurgarden controlling their own end. This puck will find its way all the way back into the Farjestad zone, and Millard, or rather Virtanen, will come away with it. Jesse Virtanen in the corner. And now we've got a penalty coming. And it's going to be a tripping call. Who's it going against? It's going to be Djurgarden, and it looks like it's going to be Nicholas Bergfors sitting for 2 for tripping, and so Farjestad will go back to the man advantage. There you see that partial break opportunity for Joakim Nygard, but puts it wide. Puck standing up on him. Face-off coming to the left of Riedeborn, and Steen will be waved out of the circle. Farjestad's efficiency on the power play against Djurgården this season has been pretty good, 27% overall. Michael Wickstrand controlling at the line now. We'll play it over to Olofsson. Olofsson back to Wickstrand. Wickstrand to Steen. Steen with the shot, hits a body out front, back the other way. Here comes Tom Nielsen. He's got Axel Johnson-Fjallby with him. Nielsen will take the shot, and the rebound sent wide. Johnson-Fjallby in the corner now. Behind the net, he gets, or along the end boards now, given up right out front, but Svensson with the diving poke check. And back the other way comes Linus Johansson, who gets taken off the puck, squeezed against the boards, and this will be sent the length of the ice. Jesse Virtanen coming away with it behind the net, now playing it to Olofsson. Olofsson back to Virtanen. Virtanen, cross ice for Nielsen. Nielsen into the offensive zone. Nielsen. Down low into the corner. Rhino back to the line of Virtanen as Farjestad gets set up. Johan Rhino now looking for the redirect out front from Nygard, but he put it wide. Rhino controlling now. He'll play it over to Lindqvist. Michael Lindqvist along the half boards. Down low for Nielsen. Back to Lindqvist. Now Nielsen. Nielsen to Lindqvist. Lindqvist to Virtanen with the one-timer. Riedeborn with the save. Johan Rhino playing it into the corner. Nygard back to Rhino. Rhino will walk it to the dot, now turns back towards the half boards, throws it back to the line. Lindqvist will line up a shot, but a block shot out front. And a good hold at the line by Virtanen as he'll play it over to Johan Rhino. Rhino looking for the cross-ice pass. He'll put it to Lindqvist, back to Virtanen with the shot, and he scores! Jesse Virtanen with the one-timer. And there was a crowd out front. We'll have to see whether or not this one's going to stand. But right now, Farjestad with the 1-0 lead on the man advantage with 8:52 remaining here in the first period. Some great puck movement here from Farjestad. Johan Rhino. Cross ice to Lindqvist. Lindqvist to Virtanen. Nobody in front of Riedeborn there. That one is absolutely a good goal. And it's hard to tell from that angle, but it looks like it goes through untouched. And Farjestad has just been outplaying Djurgarden throughout this entire period. My goodness. Davidson with the clean win as he'll play it back to his defenseman. Ollie Olsing controlling, throwing it cross ice for Hultstrom. Hultstrom back to Olsing, out of his reach, however, but he catches up with it. And now controlling is Lindstrom, who will throw it to the opposite corner, and now almost taken back at the blue line. As Farjestad, or rather, Djurgarden controlling their own end. Waiting to start out the other way. He'll stop up, plays it to Hultstrom. Gustav Rydal trying to take it back, however, as Lilia will play it up to Josephson. Josephson up to Brodin. Brodin back to Lilia. Jakob Lilia, weak shot, finds its way on target. Don't know if you'd even call that a shot, but they probably will count in the stats category. And speaking of stats, let's take a look now at some stats so far in this one. Have ourselves a brief power break, and there you see, my goodness, Farjestad heavily out shooting Djurgarden 9-2 at the moment. Missed shots 4-2, hits 4-3 in favor of Djurgarden. Face-offs 4-3. And the 2 power play opportunities for Farjestad, generating 3 power play shots, technically 2 power play goals, one of which, of course, was waved off. I'm still a bit uncertain about that call, honestly. Like I said, it was almost identical to the interference that happened in game number 1. Farjestad HV71 in overtime as well. And you have to think an overtime goal that stands even with some minor contact with the goaltender's glove should set a precedent for something like that. But those types of calls are up to the discretion of the referee in the game, and so the referee today decided it was not a good goal. But Farjestad got another one on the man advantage coming from Jesse Virtanen, and so either way, they have the 1-0 lead here in the first frame, and they have just been all over Djurgarden so far in this one. There is another game going on or not at the moment, but I should say tonight. It is Oskarshamn and Timrå. And I believe that's game number 5, possibly 6. I'd have to double check on that one. But if you have not heard, Leksand was able to beat Mora in their relegation series, and so Mora will be relegated to Hockeyallsvenskan next season, and after missing the last 2 seasons here in the SHL, Leksand returns. Ollie Olsing back to the line, one-time attempt right on, another opportunity on the rebound is sent wide. And Brodin with the sharp angle attempt, couldn't put it on target as Farjestad try to work it back the other way. Linus Johansson lifting this one deep into the Djurgarden zone, and this will be an icing call with 7:43. What just happened there? It looks like Jakob Lilia just... That was very strange. Jakob Lilia looked to be in some pain, favoring his right foot, or his left foot, rather. Johansson just gives him a bit of a tap on the ankle. Maybe caught a soft spot there, but should be all right. Djurgarden controlling now is Strandberg with the sharp angle attempt. Hits a body, deflects back to the blue line, and Hultstrom will throw it in deep. In the corner. Axelsson can't come away with it, but Bergfors does, and Hultstrom's not able to hold the line. As he'll collect in his own zone now. Hultstrom out to the neutral zone, taken back by Farjestad, who will play it softly off the boards up to center, taken back by Strandberg, who will throw it to his defenseman. Just out of the reach of Bergfors as Farjestad regain possession. Oscar Steen throwing this one in deep behind the net, stopped up here by Riedeborn, who plays it to the half boards. As Djurgarden will control now. Hard check thrown, frees up the puck for Farjestad, back to the line, but they're not able to hold it in. This will be an offside call going against Farjestad with 6:49 remaining here in the first frame. And Jesse Virtanen's hold at the line pretty much created the opportunity for that goal to happen. And Virtanen, one of the top offensive defensemen in the league, but is still a pretty solid defensive defenseman as well, as we saw there, holding the line. Brodin throwing this cross ice, held in by Iverson, who will shovel it in deep, and now coming away with it is Pettersson, who helps it around the boards. And now back the other way, here comes Josephson. Jacob Josephson with the shot, sends it wide. And now back the other way, Farjestad with a 2-on-1 opportunity. It's Nygaard with the opportunity, and he scores. Joakim Nygaard. Was it Michael Lindqvist? It was. They did it in game number 7 against HV 71, and they do it again here in game number 1 against Djurgarden. Michael Lindqvist, Joakim Nygaard on the 2-on-1, and it is a perfectly executed 2-on-1. My goodness, they made that look so simple. And Michael Lindqvist, on both the 2-on-1 opportunities, that one back in against HV 71, he was able to draw Faravari to him and send it to Nygaard, who had a clean look at the net. And watch this, he fakes the shot. Looks like he wants to take the shot, doesn't necessarily fake it, but absolutely gets Riedeborn to bite and commit to him. And Riedeborn, by the time he realizes it's going cross ice, is caught out of position. And Nygaard is able to bury it. And Michael Lindqvist, man, what a play. Very smart hockey play there from Lindqvist, and now Svensson has to hustle back between his pipes. Davidson to Bemstrom. Bemstrom from the half boards, back to the line to Hultstrom. Hultstrom lets the shot go. Svensson with the right pad save as he kicks it out to the boards. And all the way back into the neutral ice, now collected by Djurgarden as they retreat into their own zone. Neil Bemstrom into the offensive end. That shot hits a body and will deflect over the glass for a stoppage with 5:44 remaining here in the first frame. But Lindqvist, like I said, he holds on to this just enough, and right there, it looks like he's going for the wrist shot and holds on to it long enough, makes it look like he's going to take the shot, so he makes Riedeborn fully commit to making a save on him, which opens up that far side, and Nygaard just has to tap it home. Sharp angle attempt, and Svensson with the flashy glove save is able to hold on for the stoppage. This puck will find its way deep into the Djurgården end. Collecting in the corner here is Ollie Alsing as he'll play it behind the net. Pettersson throwing this up to Bergfors. Bergfors cross ice, and now coming away with it is Strandberg. However, he'll give it up. Into the corner now for Virtanen as Virtanen will play this hard off the boards out to neutral ice. Bouncing puck collected here by Alexander Johansson. He'll get taken down, and collecting now is Nielsen. Nielsen playing it to Johansson, who gets, or rather to Steen, who gets dumped to the ice. Garrison playing it around the boards. And now all alone, Matthias Guder to the backhand. And somehow Svensson was able to make the save as Guder gets the shot away, and Svensson is able to keep it out. My goodness, I thought that was in the back of the net. And a great outlet pass. Guder accepting on the back skate. And Svensson with a great right pad save. As Guder just had to get that one in the air, and he would have beat Svensson, but not able to. As Svensson keeps this 2-goal lead intact with less than 5 to play here in the first frame. This will get played off the boards and all the way back into the Djurgården zone. Hultstrom playing it to Bergfors. Bergfors up to center. Lundstrom to the right side will play this in deep. Garrison trying to play it to Brodin. Bit of a weak pass, however, as Nielsen controls. And a centering pass out front for Steen. Finds its way harmlessly through the slot over to the far boards. Steen controlling now. He'll drop for Millart, who pinches in low. Millart with the shot right on. Rebound out front. Taken back by Djurgården as Garrison will come away with it. Garrison throwing this out to the neutral ice and all the way back into the Farjestad end. Not enough for icing as Lundstrom leaves in the corner there for Millart. Millart playing this one to Lundstrom. Lundstrom through the neutral ice, tipped into the Djurgarden end. And coming away with it is Ollie Ulsing. Bit of a dangerous pass out front, but he hits Pettersson, who gets tripped up, and this puck will find its way to the blue line. Not out just yet, however, as Farjestad trying to regain possession. Give it up to Ulsing. Ulsing with the outlet pass intercepted at center ice by Lindqvist. Johan Rhino now turning back into his own zone. He'll do it again as he'll send it back to his defenseman. This puck will get played out to neutral ice and all the way back into the Djurgården end. Robin Norell controlling as he'll play it up to center as Bemstrom throwing this cross ice for Axel Johnson. Fjallby couldn't quite settle it down. Bemstrom gets it back in the neutral zone. And now Hultstrom playing it to the end board, or playing it to the center line as Farjestad will turn it over to Axelsson. Axelsson back to Hultstrom. As Djurgården will throw this one in deep off a stick. Around the boards, back to Garrison, back to the line. Long shot finds its way wide of the target. Axelsson behind the net, now to the corner. Took a bit of a slash on the wrist there as that shot finds its way wide of the target. Bergfors staying on his feet. Bergfors still controlling. Shovels this one over to Pettersson with the shot wide of the target. Axelsson back to the line. One-time attempt finds its way wide of the target. And now Virtanen playing it to Martin Johansson, who will play it off the boards and all the way back into the Djurgården zone. Collected here by Garrison. Jason Garrison retreats behind his net. And Djurgården back the other way now. Josephson in the corner, hard check thrown. Josephson playing this around the boards. Brodin gets tripped up, but now we've got a penalty upcoming here to Farjestad. And so with 1:36 remaining here in the first frame, Djurgården will have a man advantage and an opportunity to get this game back within one. Face-off coming to the left of Svensson. And this will be whistled dead. Djurgården's power play in the regular season, second best in the league at 23% efficiency. In fact, it was second only to Farjestad's power play. Davidson taking the face-off against Rydal, and Farjestad are able to come away with it as they'll play this off the boards. Ulsing able to hold the line. Ollie Ulsing playing this to the half boards for Strandberg. Strandberg pinned against the boards here. Farjestad aggressive penalty kill. As Iverson sits for two for tripping, Farjestad will regain possession and send it the length of the ice. Now Djurgården into the offensive zone. Ulsing right to Axel Johnson. Fjallby Svensson with the save. As Johnson Fjallby with a clean look at the net from the circle. And Svensson's able to hold on for the stoppage with just 59 seconds remaining in the period. And so if Djurgården's unable to capitalize before this the end of this frame, they'll start the second with 24 seconds remaining on the power play opportunity. Now waved out of the circle here is going to be Johansson. Replaced by Nygaard. Clean win for Djurgarden. Hultstrom from the slot lets the shot go. Svensson with the save. Big rebound given up, and this puck will be sent all the way back into the Djurgarden end. Djurgarden controlling as this puck finds its way back to the line. Hultstrom to the half boards. Now Josephson. Brodin controlling to Josephson. Jacob Josephson to Brodin, back to the line to Hultstrom. Hultstrom over the top of the circle to Davidson. Davidson, or rather Bemstrom down low. Back to the line, one-time attempt is blocked out front. And Josephson will control with 11 seconds, playing it to Brodin. And Farjestad will send this the length of the ice, and that should just about do it for the period with just 5 seconds remaining. And that'll do it for period number 1 here in game number 1. As the horn sounds, 20 minutes in the bag, and Farjestad with a 2-0 lead after 20 minutes. Let's take a look now at some stats from that first period, and Djurgarden did a better job in the second half of that first frame, getting some shots on target. Last time we looked at this stat sheet, Farjestad was outshooting them 9-2. They did outshoot them 12-8 in the frame, but Djurgarden did seem to kind of turn things around there in the later stages of the period. Missed shots 7-4 in favor of Djurgarden, hit 6-5. Face-offs 9-7. 2 power play opportunities for Farjestad, 3 power play shots and 1 power play goal. 1 power play opportunity for Djurgarden, 2 power play shots, no power play goals. However, like I had mentioned, Djurgarden will start the second period with 24 seconds remaining on the man advantage, if I'm not mistaken. And so 50% efficiency on the power play for Farjestad and 100% penalty killing so far in this one. Let's take a look now at the opening pair of goals from Farjestad. And the first one coming with just under 9 minutes elapsed, or just over 9 minutes elapsed, I should say, as Jesse Virtanen able to rip that one from the slot to give them the 1-0 lead at the 11:08 mark of the first frame. And Farjestad would find the back of the net once again with 6:19 to play as Joachim Nygaard able to finish it off. But Michael Lindqvist, beautiful execution on the 2-on-1, gets Adam Riedeborn to commit to him and sends it over to Nygaard, who's able to just bury it to give them the 2-0 lead. Jason Garrison leading the way for time on ice. Not far behind is Jesse Virtanen. Linus Hultstrom joined them in the top 3, and then Michael Wickstrand, Jakob Lilia, and Jacob Josephson round out the top 6. Linus Johansson leading the way in the face-off circle with 5 face-off wins. Jacob Josephson and Marcus Davidson with 3. Sebastian Strandberg with 2. Petteri Virtanen and Johan Reino with a single face-off win so far in this one. Jesper Pettersson and Gustav Rydahl, the 2 players to register multiple hits in that first frame. They both had a pair. Dennis Svensson, Matthias Guder, Jakob Lilia, and Martin Johansson with a single hit so far after 20 minutes of play. Nicholas Bergfors, Johan Iverson, and Dick Axelson, the 3 players penalized in that first 20 minutes, as all 3 of them have a pair of penalty minutes. And like I had mentioned, game number 1, Luleå Frölunda, getting underway tomorrow. And that broadcast will be coming your way at 2:50. Pre-game or puck drop at 3 o'clock. So make sure to tune in then. And make sure to tune in about 15 minutes time for puck drop of the second period in this one. Welcome, hockey fans, back inside Lofberg's Arena in Karlstad, Sweden, as we get set for puck drop on the second period of play in a game that has so far been, well, fairly dominated by Farjestad in that first period, especially the first 10 or 12 minutes or so. They were absolutely all over Djurgarden, 5-on-5 on the power play, whatever you want to call it, but Farjestad came out hard in that first period and were rewarded with a pair of goals, technically 3, but still a little bit shocked as to the fact that the referee decided to disallow that first goal. And honestly, the only thing that springs to mind, because like I said, Johansson was outside the crease. We could clearly see he was outside the crease. However, the only thing that I can think of is the fact that the only part of Riedeborn that was outside of the crease was his glove. And so Riedeborn was in the crease, Johansson was outside of it, and sometimes I guess you got to give the benefit of the doubt to the goaltender. But Farjestad fans not happy about it. Farjestad players and coaches not happy about it. However, they were able to shake it off and bounce back with a pair of goals in that first period. And although, like I had mentioned, Farjestad was the more dominant team in that second period, Djurgarden definitely had some chances. Matthias Guder had a great breakaway opportunity that was saved by the right pad of Svensson. A great save. They had some opportunities back on the man advantage, which they're still on to start this second period, I should mention. And so although Farjestad was the better team in that first period, Djurgarden were able to generate some chances, not able to beat Svensson just yet, but I think the next goal of the game is going to be a very important one. It's either going to put Farjestad up by 3 or bring Djurgarden back within 1. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. We've still got 40 minutes to play here in this one, game number 1, as Farjestad looking to take a 1-game lead in this series. The series will then shift back to Stockholm on Monday night at 7 o'clock, and it goes back and forth all series long. And like I mentioned in the pregame, every single game these two teams have played against each other this season, the 4 matchups were all 1-goal hockey games. Only one of which actually needed overtime, and it was a shootout win for Farjestad. But all the other games that they have played have been decided by just 1 goal, and they both won 2 games in the regular season series. And so, wouldn't be surprised if we see a tight series between these two here in the quarterfinals as we are set to go for puck drop on the second frame.
Kommer den här vägen, vill ta er över mig. Sätter vi ner, håll, go!
And Djurgarden will control off the face-off as they try to work this back the other way with just 15 seconds remaining on the man advantage. However, Farjestad will slap it back into the Djurgarden end. Hultstrom controlling now as he'll try to work it back the other way. Up along the right side into the offensive zone now. Iverson will step out of the box. We're back to 5-on-5 action as Brodin throws a heavy check along the end boards. Back to the line as Djurgarden control. From the dot, he'll let the shot go, and Svensson with the save will hold on for the stoppage with just 34 seconds elapsed here in the second frame. Face-off coming to the left of Svensson now. Eriksson coming away with it in the corner as he'll work it back the other way. Sebastian Eriksson into the offensive zone. Hard shot right on. Riedeborn with the save. Looked like he wasn't too sure where the puck was there, but got some help from his defense before Farjestad was able to jump on that rebound that was sitting right in front of him. Gustav Rydal will flip this one into the Djurgarden end. Ollie Alsing comes away with it. Alsing up to the blue line, taken by Axelsson, who will throw it into the Farjestad end, glove down, and sent back the other way. Here comes Rydal. Over to Nielsen with the hard shot, deflects off the stick of Alsing around the boards. Collected at the blue line, and now Martin Johansson will play it over to Daniel Viksten. Viksten with the shoot in. Back to the line. Lennström with the shot right on. And Riedeborn will hold on for the stoppage. But there's that shot, and then Riedeborn looks like he's holding on to it, and you can see there he's looking up. Not too sure what he was looking at there, but puck pops out of that left shoulder or left elbow of his and right in front, but gets some help from his defense to clear it away from danger as this puck will find its way around the board, swept back in deep behind the net and out of the corner. From the half boards now, Johan Reinl will throw across ice as Alari Millart controls. Long shot. Finds his way right to Riedeborn, who's able to make the stand-up save and holds on for the stoppage. Farjestad with the win as this puck finds its way back to the line. Now into the corner. Lennstrom will pinch down low to play it into the end boards to Olofsson. However, Lennstrom trying to get it back away from Svensson here. And Dennis Svensson sends this one far side as this puck finds its way back to the line. And deep into the Djurgarden zone once again. Alexander Johansson will throw this behind the net for Martin Johansson as he tries to catch up with it in the corner. Johansson to the circle and a shot hits a body out front. Johansson controlling now, top of the circle shot from Alexander Johansson is wide as Farjestad continue to control in the offensive zone. Back to the line, not able to hold it in as this puck will find its way all the way back into the Farjestad end. Svensson playing it to the side of the net for his defenseman to pick up. This will be an icing call going against Farjestad with 17:21 remaining here in the second period. This faceoff coming all the way back into the Farjestad end. Face off to the right of Svensson. Clean win for Farjestad as they try to move it back the other way. Pinned into the corner here, however. And now Farjestad trying to work it back to the neutral ice, not able to. They will now, however, it's taken back by Johnson Fjallby, who will play it to Pettersson. Pettersson playing it off the boards, intercepted here by Farjestad as Johansson loses control of the puck. And Djurgården will recover. Jason Garrison behind his net. Garrison in the corner, sweeping this one off the boards out to the neutral ice and all the way back into the Farjestad end. And this will be an icing call going against Djurgården. Face off coming to the right of Riedeborn. Garrison will play this around the boards and all the way back into the offensive zone. Brodin looking for the cross-ice pass, but a good defensive play there from Wickstrand denied him that opportunity. As Farjestad will work it back the other way now. Michael Wickstrand gains center and sends this one deep into the Djurgården end. Behind the net, Alsing playing it around the boards. Lilia has that one poked back into his own zone, or rather to his own blue line, as Djurgården will work it into the Farjestad end now. Svensson playing it to the corner. Rydal off the boards. Steen at center will play this one in deep. Ollie Alsing controlling as he'll throw this back out to the neutral ice for Axelsson. Axelsson with the cross-ice pass finds Strandberg, who works his way into the corner. Gives it up, however, as Farjestad trying to work this back the other way. Pass is intercepted by Axelsson as he's able to send it to his defenseman. Strandberg now back to his defenseman. Into the offensive zone, drop pass, looking for the backdoor pass for Strandberg, and he gets the shot away from a very sharp angle. Not too sure if Svensson actually got a piece of that one. Looked like he might have, as this will be an icing call going against Farjestad. With 5:17 remaining here in the second frame, but Strandberg with a sharp angle opportunity. Nice cross-ice pass from Axelsson. And Svensson does get a piece of it. Iverson controlling now as he'll carry behind the net. Johan Iverson playing this to the far corner. As this puck will find its way into the Djurgarden end. Up to the blue line as Axel Johnson Fjallby as this one intercepted. Farjestad into the offensive zone. Backdoor pass out of the reach of Johansson as this puck will find its way back to neutral ice at center. Weston will play it in deep. Riedeborn behind his net. Look out, gives it up behind the net as Johansson recovers. Linus Johansson controlling. Over to Jesper Olofsson. Olofsson with the shot. That one hits a body out front. Johansson with the rebound opportunity and Riedeborn with the save. Johansson gets it back, however, as Farjestad continuing to pressure. Back to the line to Virtanen. Virtanen cross ice for Johansson. Johansson back to Weston. Weston will let a shot go. Big rebound out front. And Riedeborn with the save absolutely robs Jesse Virtanen. Thought for sure that one was in the back of the net. As Virtanen able to collect off the initial shot from Weston. And Riedeborn with the great left pad save. But Riedeborn, bit of a blunder behind his own net. Luckily for him, Alexander Johansson fanned on the centering opportunity. Otherwise, that one might have been in the back of the net. Face-off coming to the left of Riedeborn as Nielsen will play it around the boards. Held in at the line as it gets played back into the Djurgarden end. This puck will be played to Svensson, who plays it behind his net. Wickstrand playing it back to the far half boards, taken back here by Djurgarden as Farjestad regain possession. This puck will get lifted out to the blue line, not out to the neutral ice, however, as Guder will catch up with it. Matthias Guder behind the net. Still with possession of the puck as he'll play it back to the line. Backhanded shot right on target. Alsing with the centering pass, but it gets deflected to the end boards. And Farjestad will work it back the other way. Lindquist playing this one hard off the glass. No icing. As Hultstrom collects and works back the other way. Lilia at the side of the net will circle behind it. Now into the corner. Jason Garrison in deep will play it around the boards. Jakob Lilia coming away with it. Josephson playing it behind the net for Brodin as this puck finds its way to the half boards and now poked all the way back out to neutral ice and into the Djurgården end. Jesper Pettersson coming away with it. Jakob Lilia now controlling as he'll throw it back to his defenseman. At center, this puck will get played deep into the Djurgården zone. Norell controlling now. As this puck gets played out to center, and Axelson will play this over to Strandberg. Strandberg from the circle, trying to center it out front, taken back by Oscar Steen. As Steen taken off the puck by Axelson, and Norell is able to move it into the corner as Farjestad are able to come away with it. Cross-ice pass. Picked up by Rydal, who plays it in deep. Norell along the end boards, pestered by Rydal now. And Nielsen's able to come away with it, trying to center out front. He does, and they score! It's Jesse Virtanen with his second of the game. As Nielsen able to send it to Virtanen. And Virtanen's got two. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it was Marcus Nielsen who had the primary assist on Virtanen's first goal as well. And the centering pass gets deflected, but does end up getting to Virtanen. As it pops up, and Virtanen is able to bang that one just a couple inches off the surface of the ice past Riedeborn. And now timeout called by Djurgården as they try to figure out a game plan here to settle things down, because this could get out of hand quickly if Farjestad decides to score another one. Johansson facing off against Davidson at center ice as Johansson's able to win this one. Johansson, one of the top face-off takers for Farjestad. In game number 7 against HV71, he went, if I'm not mistaken, 13-1 in the face-off circle. And now we've got an offside call, I believe, to Farjestad. And it was my mistake. It wasn't Nielsen to Virtanen. It was Nielsen had the primary assist on the Wickstrand goal that got disallowed. As Michael Lindquist with the primary assist on Virtanen's first goal, who is now on hat-trick watch. As this puck finds its way all the way back into the Djurgarden end, Riedeborn playing it around. Alsing will pick it up and fire it around the boards. Coming away with it now is Johansson. Linus Johansson playing this one deep into the Djurgarden zone. Svensson playing that one right to Svensson. And Marcus Svensson able to hold on for the stoppage. Face off to the right of Svensson. This face-off will be whistled dead, and it looks like Jacob Josephson will be waved out of the circle. Jens Weston controlling now, as this will get lifted out to the neutral ice, gloved out of the air by Hultstrom. And Weston able to take it back as he'll throw this up to the blue line. Michael Lindquist now controlling in the offensive zone. Lindquist back to line to Weston. Weston lets the shot go. Not too sure what the whistle is here. Now top of the circle. Jakobsen couldn't put it on target. Fixton hustling over to the corner. And now Virtanen dropping for Pettersson. Pettersson behind the net. Pettersson, cross ice. Now Svensson into the offensive zone. Svensson, or rather Pettersson at the line, will let a shot go. Blocked out front. As this puck will find its way out to the neutral ice. Picked up here by Pettersson, who will throw it over to his defensive partner. This puck will find its way into the Farjestad zone. And now Axelsson along the inboards can't catch up with it as this puck will get thrown to the line. And this will be too many men on the ice for Djurgarden. And this is going to be another power play opportunity for Farjestad. Technically, they have capitalized on their first two. First goal was disallowed, but this is not a position you want to be in for Djurgarden. Down 3-0, giving up another man advantage to a team that has the best power play in the regular season, at least. Let's take a look. Does he get off the ice in time? No, not even close. And so a bench minor for Djurgarden will put Farjestad up a man for the next 2 minutes. Once again, their third opportunity of the game. Virtanen on hat-trick watch will control. No, he won't. He'll be forced back out to neutral ice. He'll play it to Lindquist now. Lindquist, cross ice for Rhino. Rhino back for Virtanen. Virtanen back to Rhino. Johan Rhino into the offensive zone. Johan Rhino in the corner now. He'll carry behind the net, playing it to Lindqvist. Lindqvist to Virtanen. Virtanen back to Lindqvist. Michael Lindqvist. He'll let a shot go, doesn't find its way through. As this puck will be collected by Nielsen. Nielsen back to line to Virtanen. Virtanen down for Nielsen in the corner. Or rather, Lindqvist back to the line to Virtanen. Virtanen back to Lindqvist. Lindqvist to Nielsen. Nielsen behind the net, back to Lindqvist. Lindqvist for Rhino from the slot. Now to Nielsen. Collecting as Nielsen controls, back to Rhino at the line. Johan Rhino working his way into the circle. Throws this cross ice as it finds its way to Lindqvist. Lindqvist down low for Nielsen. Nielsen behind the net. As that poked away by Garrison, as this puck will find its way around the boards and all the way back into the Farjestad end, now controlled by Virtanen, who throws it up to Rhino. Rhino out front. Nielsen couldn't, or rather Nygaard couldn't accept. Johansson now back to the line of Virtanen, or rather Wickstrand, now to Johansson. Johansson drop pass in the corner as he tries to throw it back to the line. Bit of a scrambled play here is picked up by Farjestad and sent back to the line to Lindqvist, or rather to Wickstrand. Johan Rhino settling it down off the boards. In the corner now, Johan Rhino controlling. Cross ice. Out front and they score! Redirected by Daniel Vixton, and Farjestad take the 4-0 lead. And no interference on that one. Nobody was in front. Nobody was near Adam Riedeborn there, I don't believe. As Daniel Vixton gets his second of the postseason. Yep, that'll be good as Linus Johansson out front providing a bit of a screen. No contact whatsoever. Learned his lesson in the first period, that's for sure. And Farjestad now with the 4-0 lead with 8:26 remaining here in the second period, as they could really run away with it, right? Yeah, really run away with it if they keep pouring on these goals. With just less than 30 minutes of game time to play, just over halfway through the game, Farjestad with a 4-0 lead as this puck will find its way deep into the Farjestad end. Djurgarden controlling from the line. Long shot doesn't find its way on target. Ollie Ulsing playing it behind the net. Martin Johansson can't come away with it. Davidson over to Ulsing with the shot. Svensson with the save. And back the other way comes Farjestad as Johansson will play this out to the neutral ice. Taken back here by Ulsing. Ulsing out to the blue line as Davidson carries into the offensive end. Jesper Olofsson able to come away with it now. Olofsson in the neutral ice gives it up, and now here's Djurgarden into the offensive zone. Axelsson will give that up to Olofsson. Good stick on the ice there from Olofsson. Turns this puck over, trying to spring Johansson all alone. However, Pettersson carries back the other way. Strandberg with the cross ice pass. And now we've got a penalty upcoming here to Farjestad. And it's going to be Linus Johansson taking down Dick Axelsson. And that'll give us an opportunity to take a look at some stats so far in this one with the quick power break upcoming. And shots on goal, Farjestad with 8 shots so far in this third period or second period. Djurgarden has put 6 on target in this second frame, so 20-14 total. Missed shots 8-5 in favor of Djurgarden, hits 8-7 in favor of Farjestad. Face-offs 16-14 in favor of Farjestad. 3 power play opportunities for Farjestad, 1 for Djurgarden. 4 power play shots for Farjestad, 2 for Djurgarden. And 67% efficiency on the power play and 100% penalty killing for Farjestad at the moment. And just 33% penalty killing on the penalty kill for Djurgarden. And so they certainly need to stay out of the box as much as possible, as Farjestad has just been red hot so far on the man advantage. But Djurgarden will get their second man advantage opportunity to try and get some momentum back on their side, get some wind back in their sails, because right now, as you saw there on the bench, some frustration starting to boil over for Djurgarden. As this puck will find its way all the way back into the Djurgarden zone, and so not a great start to the man advantage as they're forced to start from behind their net. Hultstrom playing this up to the blue line, just onside. Virtanen will come away with it, send it off the boards, back to the line, but a nice hold. As Djurgarden will look to get set up, Jacob Josephson controlling in the corner now. Josephson back to the line, controlled by Hultstrom. Back to Josephson. Josephson from the circle. Over to Brodin, intercepted by Steen as he'll carry back the other way. And a shot right on. And Riedeborn will hold on for the save. And now Gustav Rydal getting involved with some Djurgarden players. And the Djurgarden fan, or the Farjestad fans hollering for a penalty for interference as Steen gets tripped up by Bemstrom after he gives the puck to Rydal. And that's the penalty that put Johansson in the box. And Axelsson on the bench is frustrated. Face off in the neutral ice. Bit of a scramble draw here as Johnson Fjallby is able to send it to Brodin. Daniel Brodin carries out to the neutral zone into the offensive end now. Has his stick lifted, however, and Steen will send it the length of the ice as Djurgarden struggling to get anything going here on the man advantage. Dick Axelsson carrying back through the neutral zone. At center, he'll play this over to Davidson. Marcus Davidson with the centering pass to Johnson Fjallby, however, deflects into the corner as Davidson comes away with it. Nygaard able to poke this off the boards out to the neutral ice, and now a race for the puck is won by Nygaard, however, taken away from him by Axelsson. Axelsson playing it to Johnson Fjallby. Axel Johnson Fjallby from the half boards, now down low. Martin Johansson comes away with it, back to the line, held in, however, by Pettersson. Pettersson will wind up and let the shot go. Svensson with the save, as this puck will be poked to the half boards. And now Wickstrand will come away with it, playing it behind the boards. Iverson trying to catch up with it, and he'll send it off the glass, but looks like it hit the referee. And so Djurgarden regain possession. Just as the penalty expires, Garrison will send it to Pettersson with the one-time attempt, but Martin Johansson able to get a piece of it with the stick. And now back the other way. He'll send it out to the neutral ice. Takes a bit of an odd bounce off the boards as this puck finds its way into the corner. Iverson playing it around for Wickstrand. Wickstrand around the boards. Taken back here by Narell, who will play it over to Pettersson. Pettersson back to Guder at the line. Back to Pettersson as he'll work it in deep. And now Virtanen sends one off the side of the net. Hard shot as Iverson will send this one around the boards. But taking back possession is Narell. Narell with the shot! And that hits a body, deflects back to Matthias Guder. Guder back to the line to Pettersson. Pettersson will play this over to Narell. Narell back to Pettersson, fans on the one-timer, and is forced to retreat back to neutral ice. Narell, or rather Pettersson, taken down. Brodin comes away with it, back to Bobo Pettersson. Pettersson with the shot. And did that one find its way through? Not too sure. Either way, it looks like one of the Farjestad players took a bit of a stinger there trying to block the shot. And Linus Johansson, who was responsible for getting that goal called off, the very first one of the game because of goaltender interference, learned his lesson, stayed away from Riedeborn on that Vixton goal. As this faceoff will come to the left of Svensson. Clean win back to Hultstrom. Hultstrom over to Ulsing. Ollie Ulsing with the shot right on, and Svensson with a great right pad save. Banging this one out of the air. He'll send it the length of the ice. I don't think it's got enough for icing. As Riedeborn out of his net. Look out. Bit of a dangerous play there from Riedeborn. As Djurgarden trying to work it back the other way. However, they'll ice the puck. And this faceoff will come all the way back inside the Djurgarden zone. face off to the left of Redeborn. 3:56 remaining here in the second frame. Lundstrom just able to hold the line. Johansson controlling behind the net. Now wraparound opportunity taken back by Lilia. Jakob Lilia now back the other way. Will play this off the boards, and Farjestad will control as Johansson tipping that one to Olofsson. Olofsson now from the half boards. And now we've got a penalty upcoming here. It's going to go against Farjestad, and it looks like it's going to be Jesper Olofsson. And he'll put his team down a man for the next 2 minutes, late in the second frame. Upon initial look, it looks like it probably will be a hooking call. Or no, it's probably going to be a hold, or a trip, or a hook. Take your pick. You got 3 options there, all of them probably valid. As this face-off will come to the right of Svensson. And Djurgarden have not been able to get much going on the power play so far. And this puck will be worked out to neutral ice, and so far, Djurgarden forced to clear the zone as Olofsson sits for 2 for holding. Into the offensive zone. Here comes Strandberg with the shot, sends it off a body. Davidson able to recover as he blows a tire in the corner here. Davidson back to his skates. Farjestad able to recover, and they'll send it the length of the ice. Alsing behind his net. Djurgarden back the other way into the offensive zone. Here comes Jakob Lilia. Lilia back to the line, held in. Hultstrom. Josephson trying to send it to Brodin. Tried to clear the zone, they weren't able to. Bemstrom able to control now. Bemstrom down low for Lilia. Lilia to the far corner for Josephson. Josephson with the centering pass. Fanned on that attempt, however, as the puck finds its way to Bemstrom. Bemstrom from the dot, down low for Lilia. Lilia to the corner for Josephson, and taken back by Farjestad, who will send it the length of the ice. Hultstrom controlling now as he'll try to work it back the other way. And Axelsson into the offensive zone. Will send this over to Strandberg with a sharp angle attempt sent behind the net by Millart, who will ring it around the boards and all the way back into the Djurgården zone once again. Just 1:35 remaining here in the second period. As Djurgården work this into the offensive zone. Axelsson to the half boards. Back to the line for Pettersson. Penalty set to expire. We're back to 5-on-5 action. Backdoor pass and they score. Sebastian Strandberg. But my goodness, what a cross-ice pass. I believe that might have been from Axelsson, but my goodness, that was just an incredible pass off the half boards. And Strandberg able to bang it home. And it was from Jesper Pettersson. And so Djurgården on the board. Svensson was able to get a piece of that with the butt end of his stick as well. That would have been an impressive save. As Djurgården tried to chip away at this lead. And here they come into the offensive zone. Sharp angle attempt steered aside by Svensson as this puck will get played to the half boards. And now Farjestad will control as Lindqvist playing this one into the Farjestad end, and Svensson will come away with it behind the net. Almost intercepted there by Farjestad as Johansson was able to get a piece of it, but Virtanen will try to work it back the other way now. Petteri Virtanen playing this one around the boards. Dennis Svensson pinned against the corner boards here. He's all alone as Michael Wickstrand has him pinned. Davidson controlling now. That shot finds the target, and Svensson will hold on for the save with just 22 seconds remaining here in the second frame. Face-off coming to the left of Svensson. There you see that young line of Davidson, Bemstrom, and Johnson Fjallby combining for 10 points, 5 goals and 5 assists over their last 3 games. And this will be an icing call going against Farjestad with just 14 seconds remaining in the frame. Puck will get lifted out to center ice, and Djurgarden will work it right back in. Johan Rhino controlling. He'll let time expire. Horn will sound, and that'll do it for 2 periods of play as Farjestad add an additional 2 goals here in the second frame. Djurgarden gets one back late in the frame, and Farjestad sitting pretty comfortably right now with a 3-goal lead and just 20 minutes remaining. Take a look now at some stats so far after 40 minutes of play. Shots on goal 21-19 in favor of Farjestad. Missed shots 9-5 in favor of Djurgarden. Hits 8-7. Faceoffs 21-17. 3 power plays apiece. 4 power play shots for Farjestad. 2 power play goals. 3 power play shots for Djurgarden. No power play goals, as that goal from Strandberg came just a couple seconds after that power play opportunity had expired. And so 67% efficiency on the power play for Farjestad and 100% penalty killing. Let's take a look now at the first 4 goals, all of which came from Farjestad in this one. The first one is going to come from Virtanen, who lets one fly from the slot, ripples the mesh to give them the 1-0 lead at the 11:08 mark of the first frame. Michael Lindqvist and Johan Rhino getting the 1-2 assists on that goal. They'd follow that up just a couple of minutes later, as Michael Lindqvist is going to send it cross ice for Nygaard, and Joakim Nygaard just has to tap it home on the 2-on-1 opportunity to give Farjestad the 2-0 lead. That is how we would finish the first period of play, and Farjestad would continue in the second period with their offensive production, as Nielsen's going to center out front for Virtanen, and Virtanen bangs it home past Riedeborn to give them the 3-0 lead at the 7:52 mark of the second frame. And then their 4th and final goal so far in this one, also coming on the man advantage, as Djurgarden seriously needs to stay disciplined in the third period, as Farjestad has just been dominant on the man advantage. And it's Daniel Viksten redirecting the shot from Oscar Steen past Adam Riedeborn to give them the 4-0 lead. And then Sebastian Strandberg, of course, gets one back late in that frame, and Farjestad take a 3-goal lead into the third period. Michael Wickstrand leading the way for time on ice. Linus Hellstrom and Jason Garrison join him in the top 3. And then Jesse Virtanen, Jesper Pettersson, and Jacob Josephson round out the top 6. Linus Johansson, 9 face-off wins so far in this one. Johan Rhino with 8. Jacob Josephson with 6. Marcus Davidson and Sebastian Strandberg with 4. And Petteri Virtanen rounding out the top 6 with 3 face-off wins so far in this one. Jesper Pettersson has 3 hits. Gustav Rydahl has 2. Everybody else has 1. Martin Johansson, Sebastian Strandberg, Alari Millart, and Theodora Lundstrom all with a single hit so far after 40 minutes of play. And penalty minutes. Nicholas Bergfors, Dick Axelsson, Linus Johansson, Jesper Olofsson, and Johan Iverson, all with a pair of penalty minutes. Our next broadcast comes your way tomorrow afternoon. It's game number 1. Luleå taking on Frölunda, broadcast at 2:50, and puck drop at 3. Puck drop of the third period coming your way in about 15 minutes time, so don't go anywhere. Welcome, hockey fans, back inside Lofbergs Arena in Karlstad, Sweden, as we get set for puck drop on the third period of play. Djurgarden did manage to get a little bit of momentum back on their side and a little bit of hope back on their team with the late goal by Sebastian Strandberg that has them now back within 3. However, it is still a tough road ahead for Djurgarden and a fairly big hole to claw themselves out of if they hope to tie up this game and win it, as Farjestad has been so good so far in this one, and I honestly, I would doubt that we would get through this third period without at least another goal for Farjestad, who has been just playing outstanding hockey so far. And Djurgarden, despite the fact that they have been outplayed, have been getting chances, but the difference here is that Farjestad has been capitalizing on their chances and Djurgarden has not been capitalizing on their chances. And so Farjestad right now, with a fairly comfortable 3-goal lead with 20 minutes to play, looking to take a one-game lead in this semi-final series. Djurgarden, top of the to-do list, though, in this third period, stay out of the box. Farjestad has capitalized twice on 3 power play opportunities. If you want to get technical, they've capitalized on all 3. However, that first goal by Michael Wickstrand, of course, disallowed for goaltender interference. And so Farjestad has just been lights out so far on the man advantage, and so Djurgarden need to stay disciplined if they hope to mount any kind of comeback here in the third frame. And we are just about set for puck drop here on the third period. Love the starting commentary from the referee on the face-off as this puck finds its way deep into the Djurgården zone. Jacob Josephson able to come away with it. Now Djurgården trying to work it back the other way. Johan Rhino controlling now at center ice. Will play this to Joakim Nygard. Nygard playing it around the boards behind the net. Picked up here by Alsing as he'll play it up to Josephson. Josephson playing this one up to Lilia, just out of his reach, however, as it finds its way behind the net. Nicholas Bergfors taken down from behind. Bergfors still on his backside, trying to play this puck. Looks like it's under him as this puck finds its way now to Pettersson. Jasper Pettersson controlling in the corner. Playing it around the boards. And now behind the net, picked up by Sebastian Eriksson, or rather Linus Johansson. As Johansson will play it to Eriksson. Sebastian Eriksson controlling as he'll flip this out to the neutral ice and all the way back into the Djurgården zone. And this will be an icing call going against Farjestad with just over a minute elapsed here in the third period. Later today, of course, Oskarshamn and Timrå in the relegation series. That game gets underway at 6:30. And a shot hits a body and back the other way. Here comes Alexander Johansson into the Djurgården end. Bobo Pettersson, first to arrive at the puck, is able to leave it there for Garrison. And as Jason Garrison will play this up the ice. And a hard check thrown there against Axel Johnson. Fjallby looks like he lost his mouth guard, actually. As Hultstrom playing this out to the neutral zone, and Iverson will play it right back into the Djurgården end. Rydal couldn't control the hard pass as Garrison will give it up to Rydal now. Garrison gets it back along his own half boards and he'll throw it behind the net for Hultstrom. Linus Hultstrom now back the other way as he'll play this up along the left side at center ice. This one gets flipped in deep. Along the end boards here, it's picked up by Steen. Steen will lift this out to the neutral ice and taken back by Djurgården. Marcus Nielsen on the forecheck, trying to free up this puck as Svensson will play it behind the net. Johansson first to arrive, will play it around for Vixton. Daniel Vixton in the corner, leaves there for Martin Johansson, back to the line. Long shot right on target, and Riedeborn will cover up for the stoppage. With just 2 minutes and 18 seconds elapsed here in the third period. Face-off coming to the left of Redeborn. Clean win for Farjestad as they'll control at the line. Playing this one in deep now. It's collected by Pettersson, who will work it back the other way. Intercepted nicely there by Eriksson as this puck gets played all the way back into the Djurgarden zone. Aggressive forecheck here, however, Djurgården's able to come away with it as Jacob Josephson will carry into the offensive zone. Josephson with the shot attempt, hits a body, doesn't find its way through. And this will be sent the length of the ice, not on target, and so this will be an icing call going against Farjestad. Face-off coming to the right of Svensson. Wickstrand controlling now as he'll play it around the boards. Nygaard able to come away with it as he'll lift this off the glass out to neutral ice. Pettersson drops at his own blue line, gets it back now. As Bobo Pettersson playing it up to Strandberg. Strandberg up to Bergfors. Bergfors cross ice pass. And now Daniel Vixton recovers in the neutral ice as Vixton carrying behind the net. Vixton still with possession, back to the line. One-time attempt sent just wide. As Alari Millart was looking for the back of the net to restore that 4-goal lead. Johansson coming away with it now. Johansson gives it up to Axelsson. As Axelsson at center will play this one in for Bergfors to skate onto. Bergfors along the end boards, taken away from him as it finds its way into the corner. Hard check thrown. As Farjestad trying to work this back the other way, a centering pass. Finds its way back to the line. Svensson with the save. Big rebound given up. Svensson will hold on for the stoppage as Olli Ulsing, don't even know if you could call that a shot, pokes it on target. And Svensson will hold on for the stoppage. Face-off coming to the right of Svensson. Back to the line. Hultstrom with the shot right on. Svensson with the save as he sends it over the target. And Farjestad trying to work it back the other way now. They're able to send it out to neutral ice, taken back by Ulsing. And now Guder with the drop pass for Davidson. Marcus Davidson. As that one taken away, and Farjestad will work it back the other way. Jesper Olofsson taken off the puck with a hard shoulder check. As Olli Ulsing plays it to Pettersson. Pettersson up the boards, taken back by Wickstrand. Michael Wickstrand playing this behind the net to Virtanen. Virtanen back to Wickstrand. Wickstrand playing it to the corner to Virtanen. Virtanen with the outlet pass, intercepted by Norell. However, turned over in the neutral ice as Nielsen's able to play this deep into the Djurgarden zone. Pettersson in the corner. Nielsen coming away with it. Centering out front, finds its way behind the net as Steen playing it to the end boards. Nielsen looking for a centering pass, can't find it, so he'll carry to the half boards. And now intercepted by Axel Johnson. Fjallby, who turns on the Jets through the neutral ice. Look at him fly, and he scores! Axel Johnson, Fjallby does it again. Intercepts the pass and springs himself on the breakaway. My goodness, can he fly. That is his third goal of the postseason, and the third time we've seen him do something like that in the postseason. His two previous goals coming against Skellefteå were exactly that. Intercepts in his own zone and then uses his speed to create a breakaway opportunity and beats Svensson to make this a 2-goal hockey game. Djurgården controlling now as Hultstrom will throw this cross ice. And this puck will find its way deep into the Farjestad end. Bouncing puck taken back by Farjestad as Nygaard can't come away with it. And here's Farjestad back the other way. They've got numbers into the offensive zone. Malert with the shot. Riedeborn with the save. And Riedeborn will cover up for the stoppage with 14:19 remaining here in the third period. And Axel Johnson-Fjallby using his speed to create that opportunity out of nothing. He had two defenders who had a solid 2 strides on him, and he was still able to pull away. And now here comes Petteri Virtanen back the other way. Virtanen. Svensson. And the shot finds its way just wide of the target. As Djurgarden has some life in them now. Jason Garrison controlling. He'll play it to the half boards. Sharp angle attempt from Johnson-Fjallby finds its way on target. And Svensson able to make the save. And that one almost found the back of the net as Virtanen gave a wave at it, but fanned on the wave. Farjestad controlling now as they'll work it back the other direction. Here comes Johansson into the offensive zone, dishing up along the right side to Johansson. Alexander Johansson cuts to the slot, lets the shot go, hits a body. And Johansson looked like he wanted to send it back to the line, wasn't able to, as Djurgarden will work it back the other way now. Johansson playing it to Olofsson over his stick, however, as the puck is pinned by Johansson against the boards and is now able to throw it into the Djurgarden end. Not enough for icing as it's picked up by Hultstrom. Bergfors. And Djurgarden has put together their best period so far, as Farjestad, in fact, has looked a little back on their heels despite coming into this period with a 3-goal lead. Looked like they've been a little bit scared to take risks in the offensive zone, as they really haven't generated any opportunities. They've gotten a couple shots on target, but no real good scoring opportunities just, so far in the period. Like I mentioned just before the period starts, Djurgarden needs to stay out of the box. A penalty taken right now would be just terrible for Djurgarden, as Farjestad has been lights out on the man advantage so far this afternoon. And Farjestad, if you cut the little drop-down menu there, has just 2 shots on target in this third period compared to Djurgarden's 5. That shot finds its way off a body, and Farjestad will control, try to work this back the other way, trying to spring him on the breakaway. He was onside, however, Nygaard is forced into the corner. And this puck will find its way back to center ice. Axel Johnson-Fjallby battling hard, gives it up to Malart, who will play it into the Djurgarden zone. Jason Garrison playing it around the boards for Johnson-Fjallby as it finds its way back to the line and out to neutral ice. Malart will play it deep into the Djurgarden end. Jason Garrison waiting for an outlet pass. Looked like he was trying to fake out the Farjestad player in front of the net, as Garrison will send it up along the left side. Now Axelsson into the offensive zone. Axelsson feathering this one out front, and it's tipped just wide. Svensson might have actually got a piece of that with the glove. As Djurgarden with some life here in the third period, this puck will find its way to the opposite half boards. Pettersson pinching in. And now Bergfors comes away with it, as it's intercepted by Alexander Johansson, who plays it back to his defenseman, who will play it around the boards. And now Virtanen with the stretch pass, tipped into the Djurgarden end. Jesper Olofsson in the corner. Pettersson throwing this one up to the top of the circle as Djurgarden tries to work it back the other way. Strandberg over to Norell. Norell back to Pettersson. Pettersson pestered here by Rydahl. And this is the kind of play from Farjestad we saw in the first 2 periods, and I think they are trying to get back into a bit of a rhythm here with a aggressive forecheck, as that shot finds its way off of the left pad of Riedeborn. Rydahl gets taken down, and now we've got a penalty upcoming here. And it looks like it's going to go against Pettersson. Referee making sure Rydahl's okay. I'm not too sure who it's going against. Is it maybe Strandberg or Pedersen? Doesn't look like Svensson gets a piece of that as it goes wide. Or does he? Oh, if he does, it doesn't make much of a difference. Didn't look like it took any kind of direction change. And so with 10:35 to play here in the third period, Farjestad with the man advantage. Looking to go 3 for 4 to restore that 3-goal lead. And what's going on here? It's Pedersen in the box. Is this a potential head hit? No contact with the head. And I think they're calling off this penalty. I have never seen that before. I have never seen the refs reverse a penalty after a player's already in the box. And so we'll remain 5-on-5. I mean, that's the right call. If that was a penalty for a head hit, the referees made the right decision, because there certainly was no contact on that. There was no review, however. But the Farjestad faithful certainly not happy with the referees here this afternoon. A goal disallowed, a penalty canceled out. And 10:18 to play here in the third period with a 2-goal lead. Djurgarden controlling into the offensive zone. They get sent back the other way, however, as they were able to work it into the offensive end. Not very deep, however. And now Djurgarden will try to work it back the other way, as this puck will be sent right to... Woo! Takes a bit of an odd bounce there on Svensson. And he'll cover up for the stoppage. And with less than 10 minutes to play here in the third period, we'll have ourselves a quick power break. And a chance to look at some stats, as Djurgarden out shooting Farjestad for the first time in the game. Have managed to put 6 shots on net, if my calculations are correct, because I believe they finished the second period with 18 shots on target. And Farjestad has just 1 shot on target so far, or 3 shots on target so far here in the third period. Missed shots 11-6 in favor of Djurgarden, hits 10-8, faceoffs 25-22. And so the stat card is fairly evenly matched. Scorecard, not as much. Power play opportunities, 3 apiece. 4 power play shots for Farjestad, 3 power play shots for Djurgarden. 67% efficiency on the power play for Farjestad and 100% penalty killing. And like I had mentioned, I don't think I've ever seen a referee call off a penalty after the player was already sent to the box. But it does look like that the referee was calling Pedersen for a high hit. But on that replay, as it showed there, it was clear that there was no contact with the head of Gustav Rydahl. And this faceoff will come to the left of Marcus Svensson. And Sebastian Strandberg is going to be waved out of the circle. Farjestad able to come away with it as they'll tip this out to the Djurgarden zone. Not enough for icing. Hultstrom behind the net. Linus Hultstrom back the other way now through the neutral zone into the offensive end. Hultstrom with the drop pass, top of the circle, shot right on. Not much trouble there for Svensson as he's able to glove it down and will hold on for the stoppage. Face-off coming to the right of Svensson. Clean win for Djurgarden as Hultstrom will control now. Poked away from him, however, as Johansson will try to carry back the other way. Olofsson has it intercepted at center ice, and now here comes Brodin into the offensive zone. Daniel Brodin with a sharp angle attempt, probably looking for a rebound out front, but he didn't get it. In the corner now, Josephson battling hard as this puck is under his left skate, and it comes out to Lilia. Played it off his own skate, now back to Pettersson at the line. Cross ice for Alsing, back to Pettersson. Pettersson off the boards, intercepted here by Alexander Johansson, who will play it softly off the boards out to neutral ice, and taken back by Pettersson. Pettersson at center will slap this one in hard. Now Bemstrom for Davidson off the side of the post. You could hear it ring. As Lindqvist will play this softly off the boards, and now Nygaard is going to win the race to this puck to beat out the icing. As he was able to easily outskate Pettersson, who I don't think expected him to turn on the Jets like that. Pettersson behind the net now. He'll leave for Norell. Robin Norell controlling at the side of his net as his team in the midst of a change. And he'll send it out to center ice now to Bergfors. Bergfors with the cross ice pass to Strandberg. Strandberg with the drop pass. And that shot finds its way off a body back out to neutral ice. Bergfors controlling at center will play this one deep into the Farjestad end. Sebastian Eriksson coming away with it. As Eriksson turns it over, centering pass for Strandberg, but a good block shot out front. And now another opportunity sent just wide. Axelsson from the odd angle below the line. Puck still loose in front of the net, and Svensson says, I've had enough. And sweeps it to himself and will hold on for the stoppage, but some good block shots there from Farjestad. As they were able to help out Svensson, but I should also mention Farjestad is actually leading the postseason when it comes to blocked shots, as they've got a total of 105 block shots so far in the postseason. Jesse Virtanen and Michael Wickstrand leading the way with 10 block shots apiece in that series against HV71. Face-off coming to the left of Svensson with less than 8 minutes to play here in the third period. Matthias Guder hustling over, will play this one in deep. Virtanen along his own end boards, plays it into the corner, and now coming away with it is Johan Rhino. Can't clear the line, he will now as Oscar Steen collects. He's one-on-one into the offensive zone. Steen with the shot right on, and Riedeborn with the save, and he'll toss this to the circle, but not in time as the whistle blows. And this face-off will, I believe, come to the left of Riedeborn. 7,912 people taking this one in Lofberg's Arena. And if I'm not mistaken, it's not quite a sellout crowd. No, it's not. It's missing, well, just about 300 people. As Lofberg's Arena has a total capacity of 8,250. As Farjestad control now, Johansson trying to shovel that one on target, wasn't able to. Linus Johansson now in the corner. Jesper Olofsson taken down by Bobo Pettersson, who will play behind the net for Garrison. Garrison back to Pettersson. Pettersson to Garrison. Garrison up to Lilia. Lilia will play this one deep into the Farjestad end and collects the puck in the corner as this puck finds its way to Jesper Pettersson. Back to the line as Bergfors sends that one off a skate and all the way back to Norell, as Norell forcing this one deep into the Farjestad end. Bergfors in the corner now. Nicholas Bergfors playing it to the slot, and a great block shot. Another one as this one finds its way over the target. Svensson's got to get himself back between the pipes as he lunged to catch that one, but wasn't able to track it down. Is Dick Axelsson with a great shooting opportunity, but I'm not too sure who it was from Farjestad was just able to throw themselves in front of that shot and make sure it didn't get through to Svensson, and it looked like it might be Gustav Rydal. It was, as Rydal able to get a piece of it with the shin pads. Holtstrom controlling now, as that shot doesn't find its way on target. And Farjestad will try to work it back the other way. Here comes Rydal at center. He'll flip this one in deep. Gustav Rydal along the end boards. And now Axel Johnson-Fjallby will come away with it. As this puck will get played all the way back into the Djurgarden end. And here comes Bemstrom through the neutral ice as he'll play it up to the blue line. And now Garrison able to regain possession as he'll throw this one around the boards. Dick Axelson controlling now. Back to line to Garrison. Garrison, cross ice for Axelson. Axelson along the half boards to the slot. Strandberg with the shot, and he sends it wide. As this puck will find its way out front, and Farjestad able to clear the line. As this puck is collected here by Bobo Pedersen. Now coming away with it is Norell. Robin Norell playing this to the half boards, and now back the other way comes Josephson. However, he's turned back in his own zone. Less than 5 to play here in the third period. 4-2 in favor of Farjestad as this puck will find its way to Iverson in his own zone. Iverson playing this one up the boards and taken back by Djurgarden. Pedersen playing it to Lilia. Jakob Lilia at center will fire this one in deep. Rodin playing it behind the net for Josephson. As this puck still pinned against the boards here. And Farjestad able to take it back. And net empty now for Djurgarden with more than 4 minutes to play as that shot doesn't find its way on target from the slot. A shot right on, and it's sent wide. On the rebound, the initial shot saved by Svensson. As Johansson will play this to the line and just able to hold it in. Good hold by Robin Norell as this puck will get played around the boards. Virtanen, hard check thrown from behind. As this puck pinned between a pair of skates there. Players swarming like flies trying to get this one free. Johansson will send it to the line all the way back into the Djurgarden zone. And this will be an icing call going against Farjestad with 3:41 remaining here in the third period. And it is a bit of a bold move by Robert Olsen to pull the goaltender with so much time. But it has actually been proven, or has been shown, that if you're down by 2 goals, pulling the goaltender with a lot of time left is usually more beneficial than pulling him with just a couple minutes, 90 seconds. If you're able to score early on, after you pull that goaltender, it gives you a much better chance to tie up the game. And so, head coach Robert Olsen, in my opinion, making the right call to pull Adam Riedeborn with just under 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. As Farjestad get a game plan together here with the timeout. Face-off coming to the left of Svensson. Johansson lining up against Strandberg, it looks like, in the face-off circle, and Linus Johansson in this postseason has been just incredible in the face-off circle. And this is a big face-off for him. Going up against Bergfors, he's able to win this one. However, Djurgarden looked like they were able to take it back. They will now, as Axelsson will control along the half boards. Moving it to Bergfors, who's pinned against the boards, and it looks like Farjestad just want to kill as much time by pinning this puck against the boards. This will be another icing call going against Farjestad. Johansson down on the ice. Got a big smile on his face, however, as he helps Axelsson back to his skates. 3:24 remaining here in the third period, as this faceoff will remain in the Farjestad end. Face off to the left of Svensson once again. Linus Johansson with the win once again, and Iverson will break it out. Playing this one up to Alexander Johansson with the shot at the empty net, but he sends it off the side. Josephson will pick it up and work it back the other way. Here comes Brodin, back to Josephson. Josephson sending this one into the Farjestad end, and this is going to be an icing call going against Djurgarden. This will force Adam Riedeborn back between his pipes, as Emil Bemstrom looks like he doesn't agree with the call. And Alexander Johansson with the backhanded attempt at the net, just wide. And so Riedeborn forced back between the pipes, and so name of the game here for Farjestad is control, puck possession in the offensive zone for as long as possible to keep Riedeborn in his net. Scramble draw is collected by Djurgården, but it's going to be whistled down for a kick. And Petteri Virtanen will be waved out of the circle. Scramble draw as Djurgården will try to work it back the other way. There goes Riedeborn to the bench. As Farjestad trying to regain possession in the neutral ice, they're not able to. Djurgården now with 6 skaters on the ice and the net empty as they retreat back into their own zone. And Hultstrom will send this one cross ice. This one will get tipped deep into the Farjestad end. Coming away with it now is Strandberg. Strandberg back to the line to Hultstrom. Hultstrom to Strandberg. Strandberg trying to send it cross ice, hit a skate, deflects over to Axelsson. Axelsson back to Hultstrom at the line. Linus Hultstrom controlling, back to Axelsson, top of the circle. Axelsson from the high slot, shot right on, big rebound, and Svensson makes a save, and the rebound is sent over the glass. And that one looked like it goes over the glass untouched, so this faceoff will come out to the neutral ice. Off the post. Svensson able to get a piece of it on the rebound. And that connected solidly with that left post. And Dick Axelsson gives a look at the clock. 2:24 remaining here in the third frame. Djurgården down by 2. Looking to get this game back within 1. And that's been empty since the 4:19 mark. Or with 4:19 remaining in the third period. And Djurgården will control off the face-off as they play this one. Look out. That one comes off Wickstrand right to Svensson, who will cover up for the stoppage. Face-off coming to the left of Svensson. Picked up here by Eriksson, who will lift it out to neutral ice. And taken back by Hultstrom. Hultstrom at center. Playing this one deep into the Farjestad end. Wickstrand along the end boards, looking like he wants to just pin it there. Josephson battling hard as this puck is picked up by Lilja. Jakob Lilja back to Josephson. Josephson back to the line. Hultstrom back to Josephson. Josephson will throw this one in deep. Big rebound off the end boards right in front of the net. And Djurgarden continue to control. That shot hits a body, doesn't find its way through. And Farjestad desperate for a clear. They'll get it here. And a perfect one, too. Not enough for icing. Nowhere near enough for icing as Djurgarden controlled at neutral ice. And that'll do it. Oskar Steen intercepts it at center. And Oskar Steen with the nail in the coffin, or rather, it's Martin Johansson. 25, not 29, as he restores that 3-goal lead for Farjestad with 1:26 remaining here in the third period. And Adam Redeborn, the slow skate back to his net. Good read here from Johansson. Bit of an ill-advised pass from Bemstrom, though. And that pretty much extinguishes any hope Djurgarden had of getting back into this one to force an overtime frame. And Bemstrom, you can see there on the bench, frustrated with himself. Gets a tap on the back from the captain, though. As Farjestad will control off the faceoff, playing it to center. Garrison sends it back to the blue line. Matthias Guder turning it over to Bengtsson as this puck will be played into the Djurgarden end. And now picked up here by Hultstrom, or rather Bobo Pettersson, as he'll play it to Garrison. Garrison with the stretch pass just onside. That looked like he was going to be offside. The linesman waved it off, however, and this puck will find its way over the glass for a stoppage with just 55 seconds to play. Face-off coming to the right of Svensson. And this face-off will be whistled dead. Djurgarden controlling behind the net now. Ogren gets his first shift of the game as he was the extra player out there on the ice for Djurgarden. Pettersson. Bergfors controlling now. Nicholas Bergfors. Sharp angle attempt. Svensson with the save. As Steen tries to work it back the other way. Gustav Rydahl coming away with it. And now Pettersson with less than 10 seconds to play. This puck will find its way off a stick and over the glass for a stoppage. And this faceoff, I believe, should come back out to the neutral ice with just 5 seconds remaining. Farjestad will retreat deep into their own zone, fire this around the boards, and that'll do it. Time will expire, the horn will sound, and Farjestad take the one-game series lead with a 5-2 victory here in game number 1. Able to weather the storm in the third period and hold on for the victory. Let's take a look now at some stats, or full game stats, I should say. And stat card fairly evenly matched. Shots on goal 28-25 in favor of Djurgarden, and so Djurgarden with a a total of 10 shots on target in that third period, and Farjestad with just 5, as Farjestad looked like they were just trying to defend their lead. And it almost cost them as well, as Djurgarden had some great opportunities in that third period, one of which found the back of the net to pull it back within 2. Unfortunately for them, that's as close as they would come. Missed shots 15-7, hits 12-9, faceoffs 31-29, 3 power plays apiece, 4 power play shots for Farjestad, and 2 power play goals. And so 67% efficiency on the power play for Farjestad and 100% penalty killing. Let's take a look now at the goals from this one, as Jesse Virtanen is going to open things up. Michael Lindquist sends it back to him in the high slot, and a one-time attempt finds its way off the leg of Jakob Lilja out front and past Adam Riedeborn to give them the 1-0 lead at the 11:08 mark of the first frame. They'd follow that up a few minutes later with a 2-on-1 opportunity, and Michael Lindquist holding it long enough and looking like he wants to shoot to get Riedeborn to commit to him. Gives a quick look over to Joachim Nygaard, and Riedeborn just not able to get over in time, as Nygaard's able to send it home for the 2-0 lead. Second period would be much of the same from Farjestad. Centering pass from Nielsen right to Virtanen for his second of the game, as he's able to bury it past Riedeborn to give them the 3-0 lead. And then in the second period, they'd extend that lead to 4 on the man advantage, as Daniel Vixton is going to redirect the shot from Oscar Steen. And Vixton is able to find the back of the net past Riedeborn to give them the 4-0 lead. However, Djurgården, late in the second period, would get one back just as the man advantage expires. Watch this pass from Jesper Pettersson as he walks it down to the half boards, and then a beautiful tape-to-tape cross-ice pass for Strandberg, who one-times that one past Svensson, who, to his credit, watch this, gets just a tiny little piece of it with the stick, but not enough to keep it out. And then Axel Johnson Fjallby in the third period, saw him do it twice against the lefty, who intercepts the puck just on the inside of the blue line, and then with 2 defenders chasing him, absolutely flies through the neutral ice. Look at him pull away from those defenders seemingly effortlessly, and is able to pull the game back within 2. However, that's as close as they would come. Michael Wickstrand leading the way for time on ice. Not far behind was Jesper Pettersson. Jakob Lilja joins him in the top 3, and then Hultstrom, Johansson, and Virtanen round out the top 6. Linus Johansson leading the way in the face-off circle with 13 wins. Johan Rhino with 12. Jacob Josephson with 10. Marcus Davidson with 7. Petteri Virtanen with 6. And Sebastian Strandberg with 5 face-off wins rounds out the top 6. Jesper Pettersson led the way for hits. He had 4 hits. Gustav Rydal, Alari Millart, and Linus Johansson, all with a pair of hits. And then Alexander Johansson and Martin Johansson with a single hit in this one. And penalty minutes, Niklas Bergfors, Dick Axelsson, Linus Johansson, Jesper Olofsson, and Johan Iverson with a pair of penalty minutes in this one. And so Farjestad take the 1-game lead over Djurgården in this semi-final series. And that's just about going to do it for us here inside Lofbergs Arena. However, our next broadcast comes your way tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be Luleå and Frölunda, game number 1 of that semi-final series. Puck drop at 3 o'clock. Pregame comes your way at 2:50. So make sure to tune in then. My name's David Ashbaugh, signing off for the evening. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and we will chat tomorrow.
Farjestad att bita sig fast via Oskar Sten. Wikstrand i backpositionen. Wiksten finns också där inne. Wikstrand, och då kommer ledningsmålet i powerplay. Mikael Wikstrand. Bita sig fast via Oskar Sten. Wikstrand i backpositionen. Wiksten finns också där inne. Wikstrand, och då kommer ledningsmålet i powerplay. Mikael Wikstrand. I backpositionen. Wiksten finns också där inne. Wikstrand, och då kommer ledningsmålet i powerplay. Mikael Wikstrand. Wiksten finns också där inne. Wikstrand, och då kommer ledningsmålet i powerplay. Mikael Wikstrand. Oskar Sten, Wikstrand i backpositionen. Wiksten finns också där inne. Wikstrand, och då kommer ledningsmålet i powerplay. Mikael Wikstrand. Det kommer ringas på målet. Det är en telefonhand upp i luften från domarna som står och diskuterar. I nästa situation. För Farjestad att bita sig fast via Oskar Sten. Wikstrand i backpositionen. Wiksten finns också där inne. Wikstrand, och då kommer ledningsmålet i powerplay. Mikael Wikstrand. Wikstrand i backpositionen. Wiksten finns också där inne. Wikstrand, och då kommer ledningsmålet i powerplay. Mikael Wikstrand. Wikstrand i backpositionen. Wiksten finns också där inne. Wikstrand, och då kommer ledningsmålet i powerplay. Mikael Wikstrand. Linjen för Ryno att gå till attack. Johan Ryno. Nu söker Lindqvist, hittar också honom för Virtanen, och då kommer 1-0 i nästa powerplay-spel. I det här läget väljer också honom Lindqvist och får han till direkt skottet, men tar stopp på första bästa djurgårdare. Virtanen stoppar upp den där på blå linjen för Ryno att gå till attack. Johan Ryno. Nu söker Lindqvist, hittar också honom för Virtanen, och då kommer 1-0 i nästa powerplay-spel. Grundseriens poängstarkaste back gör mål i power. Väljer också honom Lindqvist och får han till direkt skottet, men tar stopp på första bästa djurgårdare. Virtanen stoppar upp den där på blå linjen för Ryno att gå till attack. Johan Ryno. Nu söker Lindqvist, hittar också honom för Virtanen, och då kommer 1-0 i nästa powerplay-spel. Grundseriens poängstarkaste back gör mål i powerplay, och den här gången nu söker Lindqvist, hittar också honom för Virtanen, och då kommer 1-0 i nästa powerplay-spel. Första bästa djurgårdare. Virtanen stoppar upp den där på blå linjen för Ryno att gå till attack. Johan Ryno. Nu söker Lindqvist, hittar också honom för Virtanen, och då kommer 1-0 i nästa powerplay-spel. Visst, och får han till direkt skottet, men tar stopp på första bästa djurgårdare. Virtanen stoppar upp den där på blå linjen för Ryno att gå till attack. Johan Ryno. Nu söker Lindqvist, hittar också honom för Virtanen, och då kommer 1-0 i nästa powerplay-spel. Grundseriens poängstarkaste back gör mål. bästa djurgårdare. Virtanen stoppar upp den där på blå linjen för Ryno att gå till attack. Johan Ryno. Nu söker Lindqvist, hittar också honom för Virtanen och då kommer 1-0 i nästa powerplay-spel. Läget väljer också honom Lindqvist och får han till direktskottet men tar stopp på första bästa djurgårdare. Virtanen stoppar upp den där på blå linjen för Ryno att gå till attack. Johan Ryno. Nu söker Lindqvist, hittar också honom för Virtanen och då kommer 1-0 i nästa powerplay-spel. Nu söker Lindqvist, hittar också honom för Virtanen och då kommer 1-0 i nästa powerplay-spel. Han stoppar upp för Josefsson och så kan det bli ett 2-1 för Farjestad. Det är Lindqvist som har med sig Nygård. Nygård gör 2-0! Det kommer Josefsson. Och då är Garrison backen högst upp i banan. Stoppar upp för Josefsson och så kan det bli ett 2-1 för Farjestad. Det är Lindqvist som har med sig Nygård. Nygård gör 2-0! Formationen som vaknade till... Och då är Garrison backen högst upp i banan. Stoppar upp för Josefsson och så kan det bli ett 2-1 för Farjestad. Det är Lindqvist som har med sig Nygård. Nygård gör 2-0! Formationen. Det är Lindqvist som har med sig Nygård. Nygård gör 2-0! Formationen som vaknade till liv i den 7:e kvartsfinalen verkar fortfarande leva för Farjestad. Joakim Nygård gör 2. Det är Lindqvist som har med sig Nygård. Nygård gör 2-0! Och då är Garrison backen högst upp i banan. Stoppar upp för Josefsson och så kan det bli ett 2-1 för Farjestad. Det är Lindqvist som har med sig Nygård. Nygård gör 2-0! Högst upp i banan, stoppar upp för Josefsson och så kan det bli ett 2-1 för Farjestad. Det är Lindqvist som har med sig Nygård. Nygård gör 2-0! Formationen som... Josefsson och så kan det bli ett 2-1 för Farjestad. Det är Lindqvist som har med sig Nygård. Nygård gör 2-0! Farjestad. Det är Lindqvist som har med sig Nygård. Nygård gör 2-0!
Spelet och det var efter den här kedjan när den var inne sist som man har skapat lite längre anfall mot Farjestad.
Men här är Virtanen och då svarar de upp med att göra 3-0. När Djurgården trycker på gör Jesse Virtanen.
I spelet och det var efter den här kedjan när den var inne sist som man har skapat lite längre anfall mot Farjestad.
Men här är Virtanen och då svarar de upp med att göra 3-0. När Djurgarden trycker på gör Jesse Virtanen sitt andra mål i matchen. Farjestad gasar på till en 3-0-ledning.
På sista 3-4 minuterna rejält i spelet, och det var efter den här kedjan när den var inne sist som man har skapat lite längre anfall mot Farjestad.
Men här är Virtanen och då svarar de upp med att göra 3-0. När Djurgarden trycker på gör Jesse Virtanen sitt andra mål i matchen. Farjestad gasar på till en 3-0-ledning. Men här är Virtanen och då svarar de upp med att göra 3-0. När Djurgarden trycker på gör Jesse Virtanen sitt andra mål i matchen. Farjestad gasar på till en 3-0-ledning.
Som man har skapat lite längre anfall mot Farjestad.
Men här är Virtanen och då svarar de upp med att göra 3-0. När Djurgarden trycker på gör Jesse Virtanen sitt andra mål i matchen. Farjestad gasar på till en 3-0-ledning.
Kedjan när den var inne sist.